There we go. Good morning, everyone. Linda, do you want to just start by talking about the forms, and then I'll talk about this, about the talk.
Okay. Right. Hi everyone. Thank you for coming along. I just needed to make you aware that our sessions are funded by Southampton City Council Community Learning, which enables us to give our time and any resources that we use. So I would be really grateful if you would complete an enrolment form. I will complete it as best as I can and post it to you with a stamped addressed envelope, but I can only get funding for people that return these, so I'll be really grateful if you can. I know it's a nuisance, but moving forward from next year it will be easier, but at the moment it's just not possible to do it online, unfortunately. So wait for a letter in the post, and please, if you don't mind, when you get a chance, just put it back in the post box, and enjoy the session. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Linda. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our session, where we have some fantastic speakers. We're gonna have 5 speakers today. We've got Joe from No Limits, Jasmine from SENDIASS, Angie from Reminds, the Parent Support Link, and the Parent Care Forum coming in after lunch. Paul and Claire from those organisations. The session will be running for about 2 hours. We should aim to finish sort of just before lunchtime, 12 o'clock. We're doing this as a webinar. This is our first time as doing it as a webinar, which is new and strange and exciting and terrifying all at once. So please bear with me for any technical difficulties. If you've got any questions, you can pop them in the Q&A down at the bottom, and we'll try to answer anything after each speaker. We're going to have 3 speakers to begin with, and then we'll have a break, sort of 5-10 minutes, and then we'll jump on with the second part of the talk after that. So 1 minute before she's due to speak, I will introduce you to Joe from No Limits. So Joe, I'm just going to promote you to being a panelist. Let's hope this goes okay.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
That worked.
Did that work?
No, I think so.
Hey. I think you might need to turn your camera on.
Okay. There you go.
Hey, there we go.
Okay, so I am Joe from Young Carers in Southampton. We are part of No Limits. So yeah, I'm just going to share with you a little bit about what we do and how we support, you know, our young carers across the city. Let me see if I can get my presentation up. That will be a challenge. Okay, it said host has disabled screen sharing, Joe.
1 second, I'll try and change that. Try now.
Have a look. Okay. Yes, brilliant. Okay.
Technical problem over one overcome.
You'd think you'd be used to this Zoom in the last, you know, year or so, but no. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so yes, so I'm from Young Carers in Southampton. There are 2 kind of caseworkers. You know, we have a manager and such, but myself and my colleague Emma, we support the actual children and young people. And Emma supports the primary age, so we work with children as young as 8, and then I kind of support anyone who is at secondary school, and we go up to 18. So both me and Emma kind of support the school leavers at the moment. So anybody 16 to 18 kind of transitioning to adult services, we support together. Okay, So what is a young carer? I thought I'd just kind of go back to basics, really. So, you know, a young carer is anyone under the age of 18 whose life is affected by caring, or, you know, taken on a caring role, a family member who has kind of a disability or an illness, may have substance misuse, may have a physical disability, maybe mental health, a whole host of things. And they could care for, you know, a parent, step-parent, sibling, grandparents, anybody in kind of their wider family circle. And quite often our young people care for more than one person at home, and it gets quite complex. So yeah, so they're taken on quite a high caring role usually. Okay, and like I said, they're caring for someone who, you know, could have a chronic illness, like a long illness. Many of young people are supporting someone who has fibromyalgia, long illness, mental health. I think there's over 50% of our young people are supporting a parent with mental health, learning disabilities. You know, when we do assessments, I always kind of, you know, learning new things, new illnesses, new kind of disabilities. Like, you know, what's that? Okay. Where have I got to? But I thought it might be useful for this session to focus on our sibling young carers, because they're kind of what is known as like hidden young carers, hidden vulnerable group across the UK. And over half of young carers in the UK are caring for a brother or sister. And their caring role often goes unnoticed because they're not the main carer. It's usually mum and dad. And often, you know, we are questioned by families saying, oh, well, they don't take on an actual physical caring role as such. But a young carer is not just about the physical side, it's about what, you know, how they affected by home life, you know, how it affects their kind of their own well-being, their own kind of progression, whether that's at school or socialising. So I just thought I'd list a few things that, you know, our young people have told us that they do at home to support, you know, their brother or sister. And that could be, you know, helping them feeding them, administering medication. They talk about, you know, dealing with really complex equipment at home, stuff that, you know, maybe you and I would kind of freak out about, but they're quite calm, and, you know, they learn all these new skills, again, like lifting and handling, helping to get siblings to sleep, they say, and yeah, learning new tasks, whether that's kind of supporting them with their homework, helping them to read, learning Makaton, and often they may support their sibling to communicate with others, with teachers or with, other support workers and stuff. And yes, diffusing volatile and aggressive situations. Often our young people are kind of like in the crossfire, when a sibling kind of lashes out, and yeah, so it's, it's not nice sometimes. And we have had people say that, if a young carer is at school with their brother and sister and there is a situation going on, like they could be in different years or different classes, there are times that, the young carer has been asked to kind of step out of their own class and diffuse a situation which they're really uncomfortable about. So yeah, really difficult situations sometimes. And again, they do practical tasks around the house, the housework, doing food shopping, maybe cooking meals, trying to support a parent whose time is supporting, that child that's ill, that's got the disability. So they would kind of, you know, help run the house. So yeah, and again, emotional support. So helping brother or sister to socialise and kind of, you know, make friends and be accepted. Really, they answer lots of questions as well from other people. You know, children, you know, not shy in coming forward with asking, you know, what's your brother got? What's, you know, all those kind of questions. They field those. And then often they are a listening ear to mum and dad's worries, you know, about the person that they are caring for. Okay. So many of our sibling young carers, or all of our young carers actually, they report that they don't often get enough chances to discuss issues at home. And this may be because parents, you know, their time is precious, so their time is taken up with supporting the person within the family that needs care. Or it could be that parents feel like they need to protect the young carer from what is going on. So they just, you know, protect them from all the issues. They don't want to worry them. So many of our young carers then kind of feel that they don't want to burden their parents with their own worries. They don't want to add anything else. So yeah, it's kind of like a catch-22 situation, really. Okay, and this is kind of where we come in, and this is what we offer. So initially, we will come in and do a whole family assessment. So anybody that's familiar with early help assessments that family engagement workers at the City Council use, it's very similar to that. So we look at the whole family and look at what the needs of everyone in that family is, because ultimately our job is to, you know, reduce the caring role of the young person, make them resilient, you know, make them feel good about themselves. Okay, so if we can support a family member, another family member, by getting support or signposting or making a referral to somewhere else across the city, that ultimately is going to help the young person. Okay, so from that we then complete a young carers assessment, which is just for the young person. So that's asking, you know, what is their caring role? You know, we're looking at, is it too high for their age? Are they doing anything that's inappropriate? Are they doing anything they don't want to do? You know, we often are the voice, are the advocate for that young person to say, no, they've said they don't want to do this or that. So let's change that. Let's try and do something about that. Okay. We offer groups. We offer, so like peer support groups. We do a lot of discussing young carers issues, whatever they want to bring up, but it's also we talk about, you know, friendships and you know, looking after ourselves. We've done a lot about, you know, mental health and making sure we are okay, and putting together our, you know, support networks and emotional first aid boxes, especially over the last year when everybody's been kind of stuck indoors, and support that they might usually get kind of, you know, not happened. We offer workshops. So throughout the year we will do workshops, and it would be about, you know, what is a young carer, so they can kind of recognize, you know, yes, I do this, and, you know, and again, just exploring what they like, what they dislike, giving them room, giving them a confidential space where they can say what they like, really. You know, if they're not happy with aspects of their caring role, you know, they can tell me and Emma. You know, and often they feel more comfortable talking to me and Emma as opposed to, you know, mum and dad. It's, you know, we're not a family member, so it's sometimes easier talking to us. And there are young people that need that extra support. So we offer one-to-ones, and that could be they want to explore, you know, what is autism? They might like to explore, you know, why, like the boundaries. We often get, you know, it's not fair. My brother or my sister's allowed to get away with this, or they have a different bedtime, or, you know, why are they allowed to eat chocolate for breakfast and I'm not? So we will explore why, you know, there are different boundaries in place and why there might be different parenting styles. So they find that quite useful. So before kind of COVID hit, and hopefully soon, there is talks of introducing our befriending service. So that is for young people who, you know, kind of have low self-esteem, might have issues with bullying at school, lacking in confidence. So it's getting them out in their local community, engaging with new activities, trying new things, you know, and feeling confident because you're doing it with someone else. So yeah, I'd be really excited if we can kind of get that back up and running. And then, you know, when we have the funds, we provide, you know, days out. You know, Thorpe Park, I think last weekend we went to Itchen Valley and we did Go Ape and bushcraft, and yeah, you know, we listen to what they want, we try and put it in place, we kind of raise the funds to do it, and yeah, just have some fun, just have a break from what's going on. So it's a bit of a balance. It's, you know, we can talk about the care and role, but also sometimes young people just need a break from it all. You know, let's just have some fun. Let's do what other families or other young people are enjoying. Okay. So these are the views of our young people. This is what they have said about our project. And about me and Emma, actually. It says having wacky workers, but in a good way. Okay, that's good. Okay. So how do you make a referral? It's quite simple, really. Anybody can make a referral. Parents can make a referral. So you don't have to kind of get schools to do it, or, you know, children's services or another professional. You can make a referral directly to us. And yeah, just kind of email us for a form, complete the form, send it to us securely. That could even be, you know, you've password protected it, and then you send a separate password, separate email with the password, or you can just post it. If you want to have like a informal conversation beforehand, that's fine. We're happy for that. Okay, and like I said, you know, we offer like a whole family approach. So it will be kind of seeing what you need as a family, seeing what the young person needs, advocating for that young person, advocating for the family if they need to, and kind of going from there. And there is no one plan fits all. Not everybody, not every young person who's on the project comes to group or has one-to-ones. It's led by the young person. It's a tailored program about what they need. So yeah. Okay, and as Joe mentioned, we are part of No Limits, which is kind of like yeah, this big umbrella of services for young people in the city. So we, like I said, we support 8 to 18, but No Limits support 8 to 25, 26, I believe. And they have so many services. So we are quite lucky that we are part of them. I mean, yeah, these are just some of the services, and you know, they refer into us, we refer into them. So there's support for counselling, you know, young person's own mental health. They have their own kind of resilience groups. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Okay. And they also have, I'm not sure if you know about it, but a Time for You project. So they have two groups, which is, one is for, I think it's a younger group. It might be 8 to 11 and then 12 to 18. And it is a youth group for young people who have disabilities or autism, things like that. But you have to have a Buzz card, a Max Plus card, I believe. But yeah, fantastic groups. So yeah. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. That is us. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I don't think there are any questions, Jo, but that was an absolutely fantastic presentation. Thank you.
I know I ramble a lot.
No, I thought it was really, really interesting. I've been sat here listening really intently, and I mean, we obviously work together on things, and you know, I've been to events and some training that you guys did, and you know, I just like to say what a fantastic job the Young Carers Project do. And one of the things that I found really inspiring quite recently was when we had the meeting, and several of the young carers spoke, and they were so eloquent and so articulate about what it means to be a young carer and the support they receive, but also, you know, kind of from the wider services of Southampton, what they'd like to see.
Our young people are amazing.
I just think it's inspiring, fantastic work.
Our young people are amazing. Yeah, you think, you know, I've been working with young carers for a long time, but they still surprise me and yeah, make me kind of punch the air with joy sometimes. Yes, their involvement with the strategy has been amazing. Yeah.
I'm the same. I was sat listening to them, and when they spoke, I was just like,
they say all the things that me and Emma can't say.
Yeah, exactly. The thing that all of us as professionals are sat thinking, and they just, you know, they come out and say it. And but it is, joking aside, it is fantastic. As in, it is a brilliant service. And you know, as you say, easy to refer into, and No Limits as a service themselves really easy to access.
Really easy. All
the details here via phone numbers, email, and social media and stuff. So yeah, brilliant.
Thank you.
Jo, thank you. Thank you for your time. It's wonderful. I'm going to turn you back down to being a attendee now, and I am going to promote Jasmine up. So 1 second, please.
Hello.
Jasmine, hello. Hello. Are you there? Can you see us? Testing 1, 2, 3.
Now to try and share my screen.
Okay, you should have sharing. Okay. You should have sharing, right? So is it coming through?
Let's see. There we go.
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yes, wonderful. Jasmine, how do you say your surname? Jasmine Dace. Thanks. Jasmine Dace from SENDIASS. Thank you very much for speaking, and please take it away.
Thank you. Okay, so my name's Jasmine Dace. I'm kind of the representative from SENDIASS to come talk to you today. So this is all about basically who are we and how can we help you. Just a little background about me. I've been working with the service for nearly 2 years. And I actually feel really good following on from the Young Carers Project, because I was a young carer for 12 years. So it was really heartwarming to listen to that, and it brought back a lot of memories. So that was great as well. And a lot of my previous experience has been working directly with young people. I was previously a deputy at a youth scheme for disabled children and young people. So I've just taken it in a different direction now, where I'm giving information and advice to families to kind of help them get the best things they can. So let's go. Okay, so who are we? We are Special Educational Needs and Disability Information Advice and Support Service. Now, as you can tell, that's quite a mouthful. So we usually say SENDIASS, you know, whichever, because it's much easier to say to people. So that's what it all stands for. Legally, every local authority in England must commission an information advice and support service for their area about matters relating to children with SEND. So that's kind of the legal standing, you know, every local area must have this type of service. So the Rose Road Association, I don't know if any of you've heard of it, is a local charity that provides services for children and young people with disabilities, which includes things like respite and outreach and all kinds of different things. They're connected with Hampshire as well. So they are commissioned to provide the IAS service in Southampton, Portsmouth and West Berkshire. So obviously I'm here today to talk about the Southampton service, but I work across all three. So our service is called Southampton SENDIASS, and a really important thing to mention is our service is free of charge. So we will never ask for any costs for anything, for our information or advice. Everything is free. We know that there's been quite a few services popping up locally that do charge. So just wanting to make sure people still know that we're here and we're free of charge. Okay, so what do we actually do? So we're a service for those with, living with or working with special needs, age 0 to 25 years. So for any adults over the age of 25 with special needs or disabilities, that's outside our remit, so there will be other services for them, I'm sure, but that's kind of the age we got up to. We provide factual information established by SEND law, as well as local knowledge and signposting. So, you know, it's all the advice and information we give is all based off of the law, and obviously we will kind of tailor it to wherever you are locally, and like I say, if there's anything we're not sure about or outside our remit, then we will signpost to other services. We will always do our best to answer your queries. We provide impartial advice on what steps to take in the areas of education, health and social care. Most of what we do is around education, but we can help with those other areas as well. And we're impartial, so we don't pass any judgments or opinions. We will just give you the facts and help you think through your options. Support, so we provide confidential individualized support to empower those who seek our assistance. So it's all about empowering our clients, all about giving them the tools they need to make their own decisions. And like I said, of course, individualized support. So we will be here as a listening ear. You know, we can listen to your story, and we will do our best to help you with the next steps, and we will listen to everything that you say. So that's kind of a rundown of what we do. What you can expect from us. So there's a few key points here from our minimum standards for SENDIASS services. So this is the minimum standards is like a document created by the IASS network, which is basically a network of all the IAS services in England, which comes under the overarching company of the Council for Disabled Children. But just the thing to remember here is just this minimum standards. So this is the minimum of what you can expect from us. So it's like an all year round flexible service, open during normal hours, office hours, sorry, direct helpline, 24-hour answer machine, callback, signposting. We're separate from the LA, so the local authority, which means although we are funded by Southampton City Council, we are separate from them, so they don't hold any influence over us, and vice versa. So we are completely separate from them. An arm's length service, so that means you know, we won't do things for you. We'll obviously provide impartial information, advice and support. You know, like I said before, giving you all the tools you need to make decisions yourself. But like I said, we won't do things for you, we won't make decisions for you, we won't act on your behalf unless we have explicit consent from you, and things like that. We also use your feedback to further develop our service. So any positive feedback is, you know, greatly welcomed. We love to hear about all the good work we have been doing, and any negative comments we will act on straight away to try and find ways to make amends and make sure things like that don't happen again. We provide advocacy support where needed. Again, I mentioned the whole empower to express your views, wishes, and help you exercise your rights. Support is offered in a range of ways, including face-to-face, telephone, email, website, social media. I'll come on to that later about how you can contact us, but we try to be as accessible as possible. So we'll be in touch with you based on, you know, your needs, because it's really important that we keep your needs into account as well. So yeah, and the crucial thing to remember is all our staff have completed SEND legal training run by IPSI. So this means that we can give you legally based information about your rights and responsibilities, and that of schools, colleges, other professionals. And this is to kind of say, you know, why should you believe what we say? Why, how do we know? So this is just to say, you know, this is where we've received our training from. This is how we know what we're talking about. And the only other thing I'd mention is if you do get help from a paying service or someone else like that, then which is completely fine if that's what you want to do, but just make sure you know what training they've had and where they've got it from. So that you can make sure that they're giving you the correct information. So yeah, so that's how we know what we know. How do we work? So often I think people do get a bit confused about how we work, so I've just thought I'd map it out for you. So an inquiry or a referral or whatever you want to call it comes into us, and it gets picked up by one of our triage officers. So they're the first point of contact in our service. They provide initial information and advice, make use of our resources, fact sheets, signposting, you know, making use of all the wealth of information that we have. So there's 4 of us. Guess which one's me? And yeah, so that's the first point of contact. And so we will try and help you with your query at that stage. We do have a team of 3 advisors who have more advanced legal knowledge and experience. So more complex and in-depth queries will be passed to them. So for things like help with appeals, tribunals, maybe for parents who have additional needs themselves that need a lot more one-to-one intensive support, things like that would go to advisors who have more time to help them out and things like that. And then we have our program manager who oversees the team and our casework, and she supports with, you know, things like challenging cases and resolving grievances and all of the things wonderful managers do. So that's like our whole team. So there's only a few of us, but we manage. So I thought I'd delve in a bit more into what we can actually help you with, because I've mentioned education, health and social care, but they're broad terms. So hopefully this might clarify it a bit more. So, so if in doubt, you know, we will listen to any query you have concerning SEND, and we'll endeavour to answer it as best as we can. We can help with understanding and filling in forms, writing letters, reports. I know I said before we won't do it for you, but of course we can advise and help guide you through it and help you consider your thoughts and answers. We can provide support for meetings. So I understand as a parent, meetings with professionals can be quite daunting, and as it's concerning your child, you can get quite emotional. So we're here to help prepare and advocate before, during and after meetings. We can signpost you, as I mentioned before. If in doubt, we'll signpost you to a relevant service. We'll never send you away with no answer at all. Excuse me. We'll inform you of your legal rights under SEND law. As I said, we've all had legal training. We can help with disability discrimination, EHCPs, resolving disagreements. So I mentioned before, tribunals, appeals, mediation, things like that. We can provide links to local support groups and forums, and I understand that some of them are on this session today, so they're some of the ones we would signpost you to anyway. Empowering you to make your own decisions. So I keep saying empowering a lot, but that's the key here. And we can provide ongoing confidential support in whatever way works for you. You know, we try to be as accessible as possible. Okay. So I just thought I'd put a little quick slide in here about just to kind of show a flavour of like the things that we can inform you about. So I've done a little did you know slide about some of the things we can help with. So did you know a child does not legally require a formal diagnosis to receive any kind of SEND support in their education? So if a school is saying they must have an autism diagnosis first, that is not lawful. Schools have a statutory duty to use their best endeavours to ensure that any child with SEND gets the support they need and make reasonable adjustments to support a disabled child to access their education. You can expect your child's education to provide SEND support as a 4-part cycle: assess, plan, do, review. An educational psychologist can assess your child and identify areas of difficulties in their learning. If school cannot meet your child's needs from their own resources, then special provision can be obtained through an EHCP. There are always processes you can follow to challenge a decision you are not happy with concerning your child's education, health and care. So the last one's a really key one to remember. There's always something you can do to have your voice heard, and if something doesn't feel quite right, there's always a way you can challenge it. So this is, like I said, this is just a flavour of some of the things we can inform you about. We have more in-depth information and resources on these sorts of topics that we can help you with. But those are just some of the ideas, basically. So what's new at SENDIASS? So we've been really busy over the last year with a lot of like kind of reforming our service. So we've got a brand new website. It's still the same address as it was before, southamptonsendias.info, but we've completely redesigned it so we've tried to make it more parent friendly and easier to navigate. So please do have a browse, and there are still some pages under construction, but we have got a lot of information on there already. So please bear with us. We are still in the process, but it's looking much better, we think, and we've had a lot of great feedback about that. We've also got new resources available. So if you go on our information and resources section, you'll find some of our new fact sheets, which again is we've tried to make more parent friendly, easier to read, easier to break down, because I understand that in this world of SEND, there's a lot of jargon, a lot of things to learn. So with these, we do try to make them as easy to understand as possible to help you, to empower you. See, I said it again. There we go. And what's coming soon is we did a parent training program for this academic year, which is finished. This was sessions done via Zoom. So they were interactive sessions for parents. And that went down really well. So we decided to turn them into pre-recorded webinars, which we are going to upload to our website. So this is just to let you know that these are coming. So at the moment, we are in the process of recording them all now, and hopefully they'll be uploaded and ready to view on our website by the end of the summer. This is so that parents can view these at their convenience, because I understand during our training program, some of the times weren't convenient for parents who were working, for example. So hopefully by doing this, a lot more, it will reach a lot more people. And this is on popular topics to do with SEND and education and things. So do watch out for them, because they'll be really valuable. And also for any other updates, please do follow us on Facebook. because we do post on there every day. We share local updates, advice, other SEND themes. We might include other services, so you might hear about other youth services you might find particularly useful. So there's our down there at Southampton SENDIASS, that's us on Facebook. Yeah, so any updates we have, we'll be posting on there. That brings me to the last slide, which is how to get in contact with us. So we have all these methods here: phone, email, website, web links. So we've just added a couple of extra ones recently, which are really taking off. All of these are also available on our website, on our contact us page. We've just started virtual drop-ins on Zoom, which is every Tuesday morning during term time. We are going to continue this in the next academic year. So if you ever want to just pop along and talk to one of us via Zoom, that's absolutely fine. Our helpline is open 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, with a 24-hour answer machine. If you call us outside of these hours, or you don't, or no one picks up, please do leave us a message and your contact details, and we will get back to you. Please note, due to demand, our current turnaround time is 5 working days. This is because, you know, this is the biggest demand we've had ever in the past year, so please do bear with us. As you've seen, our team is quite small, so we do we do try our best, but yeah, like I said, we do try our best to get back to you as soon as we can, but always try within 5 working days. So yeah, I think that is it for me. I feel like I've rambled quite a bit, but hopefully that you found that useful, and any questions, please feel free to ask.
We don't have a question so far, Jasmine, but we do have a comment from one of the attendees.
Yeah.
Glad to hear you are continuing the virtual drop-ins. Have found them really useful.
Oh, great. Good. Yes.
Which, you know, I think it's absolutely great feedback, and you know, we find ourselves in this bizarre pandemic, and it's lovely to see that that there are loads of ways that people can get in touch with your service, and you know, you utilize the expertise and knowledge that you and your colleagues have. It's absolutely brilliant to see. Yeah, that's great. I thought just as a personal thing, I thought the did you know slide that you did was really interesting. I didn't know some of the things on that slide, especially the first one about not needing a formal diagnosis, because that's something that we hear quite a lot. So that's a real game-changing piece of information. Absolutely fantastic. Can I add one last thing as well? Just
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sure. So this is for Joe at No Limits as well. So if you're watching this and you're one of the parent carers who's known to carers in Southampton, we can refer into SENDIASS and No Limits as well, via a service called ReferNet, which is really quick and easy, and we can refer directly into those services as well. So if you ever did want to talk to us first, you know, we would always be willing to help and listen and help refer you into the case as well. Jasmine, do you have anything else to add?
I think I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but we don't have any particular like referral forms or anything like that. So if you want to access our service, all you have to do is contact us. That's it. So there's nothing complicated about it. And as with the Young Carers project as well, if you're a parent, you don't need to go through a professional or anything. You can contact us yourselves, or like you say, if you're already with carers in Southampton, they can refer for you. So just to let you know, it's really easy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jasmine. Yes, absolutely amazing. Brilliant presentation. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn you back down to an attendee and promote Angie up. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Angie, hello.
Hello, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
So you can see me.
Everyone, this is Angie from Reminds, who's going to tell them a bit about the Reminds project. So Angie, I'll hand over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just share my screen.
That's come through fine. Brilliant.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Angie, I'm the Deputy CEO of Reminds. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about us and the ways that you can get in contact with us. So a bit about us. Reminds was established in June 2015. Can't believe it's that long ago, but hey. And we're an independent parent-led support organisation for families who have children with autism, ADHD and/or mental health needs. Our aim is to offer peer support advice signposting for the adults caring for the children with those needs. And everything that we do, similar to SENDIASS, is free to attend. We work closely with Southampton CAMS and the CCG to represent our families' views and try and improve services. And we very much exist to give families a safe space to be seen and be supported so that we can represent those views and they can come to us in a safe way and know that we're going to represent, you know, what they want. So who runs Reminds? Well, we're a very small team. As I said, we started in June 2015, and a year ago we managed to secure lottery funding, and so then that's when I came on board full time. But we have 3 full-time staff, and then we have some amazing parent volunteers who help us with the groups. Critically, everyone who's part of the team are parents of children who have autism, ADHD or mental health conditions. So we have a really good understanding of what life can be like, and we can, you know, try and offer solutions and support through things that we've tried through our own lived experience and things that we know that we've tried with other families and that might work. As we know, there's no guarantees of anything, but you know, things that might work, we can try and offer you a 3-step plan to sort of like try these things and then come back to us. And if that's not great, we'll find something else, we'll try something more. And we also, again, like, you know, we'll signpost you to carers or SENDIASS or whoever, you know, you might need. So who can come? Any adult family member who's caring for a child or young person with autism and or mental health condition. You don't need to live in Southampton or have any diagnosis to attend the group or seek advice. We have people from all over that we try to actually be here for anybody that needs our help. Our staff are then sort of like recruited from our members when we have new posts available, because we understand like the difficulties and flexibility needed to be able to work when caring for a child with those additional needs. And for us to be open to anybody that wants our advice is really important to us, so that, you know, we're really accessible. And if you want to come along, if you've got an interest, then, you know, we'll try and support you. So what do we offer? So a host of things that have grown in the last year, like everything, have grown to evolve in different ways, and different ways of sort of like, you know, getting in contact with people and different things that we are doing that our members tell us that that's what they want us to, you know, to try and provide. So these include a whole host of things. Advice clinics with Southampton CAMS, we have them every month for mental health, autism and ADHD, and you can get an appointment at that advice clinic by just getting in contact with us in any of the ways that we've got, which I'll come to. And we'll give you an appointment that is on Zoom at the moment, but is private between you and the CAMS clinician. And they're really there to support you with any immediate questions that you've got that they might be able to help with. Really busy clinics, so we try to get everybody in, you know, when they want an appointment, but you might have to wait till the following one if the session's already booked up. We do the same with adult mental health, and this is fairly new for us, with speakers and advice clinics for parents whose young people are over 18. And those are also because we found during the pandemic that parents have been suffering more with their own mental health. So those adult mental health sessions are if you've got a young person over the age of 18, but also if you're a parent of a younger child and you're struggling with your own mental health, to come along and get some support and just talk to a professional and see if there's anything that they can sort of like do, signpost you to try and get, you know, that immediate support. We have face-to-face and virtual meetings to chat to other families. We opened up the face-to-face meetings again once we were able to. Fair to say, quite nervously opened up those face-to-face meetings, but actually they've been really, really well received, and parents have told us that the lockdown and being shut down and being like in, so that's a lot of the time when our young people are at school, that's the respite for the parents, and that wasn't happening. And so actually the opportunity to come out and be with other people face to face was really welcomed. But everything is going to stay with a mixture so that it's accessible in many different ways for people, so that if you're not comfortable with face to face or you can't get here or whatever, we're going to do some virtual stuff as well. So now we've got the technology as such, we will do it. We have a borrowing library of books recommended by CAMS, leaflets, questions and information about services. We find loads of information on loads of different services and promote it that way through the borrowing library. We have a private Facebook group for peer support, and also we have one for into adulthood and crisis and psychiatric support. They're different separate groups so that parents can get the peer support within that in a private way, just within the smaller groups. A big part of what we do is representing the views of our families with other services. Both Jill and I spend a lot of time in meetings, being the parents' voice and representing the views and trying to get things changed for the better, or agreeing when the request that what we want can't be met, a way forward, something in between. So we do a lot of advocacy, representing the views around Southampton City Council, through the SEND team, through CAMS, through the CCG, through lots of different sort of like through Solent and everything. Once a month, we have a speaker meeting with CAMS on topics relevant to our families. So they're booked. We mainly try to book our speakers 6 months in advance and then advertise them on our website and our Facebook group. We do those topics, so we ask our families what they want to hear about, and then we source a speaker for that topic. If we can't, then we'll keep it on the back burner, but find one later on to do that, so that our parents are making the sessions relevant to them by hearing speakers on what they want to know. We also run a 5-week wellbeing course, which is once a week for 5 weeks, both virtually and face-to-face, for parents to think about their own mental health, think about their own well-being, come up with some simple strategies that might improve their own mental health, things that they can try and then mirror to their young people, and it might work for them as well. Lots of different things covered on that course. And one of the key part of it is what other support there is available around locally as well. We also offer one-to-one support and advocacy. We do sort of like, helping with DLA forms and stuff like that. And if you come to us with with an issue, we'll try and find the right people for you to speak to. And if needed, we'll come along with you as well. So how do the groups work? I think the first bit down the bottom there, we know it can be really daunting coming to a group for the first time, but you'll always be welcomed and there's always someone to talk to. And if you are struggling and you want us to meet you outside in the car park, that's fine too. Just let us know, how you want to access it, and we'll work with you to sort of like come into the meetings. But we're a friendly bunch and we usually have cake, so that's got to be a big selling point. We run a number of groups for families to meet each other, and we're at St James Road Methodist Church in Shirley, Southampton, and this is where our office is. This is where I am today. The church have very kindly given us an office here as well. So Monday to Friday, we're often here in the office. Groups are for adults only, or most of the groups. There is one exception, and that is the family group. And that is when you can bring, your children along, because we realise that, some children are home educated, some children are out of school through no fault of their own. Some families have younger children when they're, children's with tender in school. So there's one group where you can bring your children along, and there will be activities for them to do as part of that group, so that you can get the information and and advice that you want. But other than that, the groups are for adults only, and that is so that we can respect confidentiality, that if there's a topic that is not right for younger ears, it can be discussed, and parents have the freedom to be able to talk openly. The dates for our groups and speakers can all be found on the website or Facebook group. So if you're not on Facebook, it's not a barrier. We've got a website, www.reminds.org.uk, and that has all of our information on it, all of when our groups and everything are, and also lots of extra information about all sorts of different services that you can find on there by going through the pages. During the pandemic, we had to very quickly move to online, so the groups sort of like reduced, but just contact us for more details if there's something that you're looking for is not there, and ask. We make it very clearly whether they're going to be online or face to face, but you can always contact to ask for more details. So the types of groups we have, an evening group. This is a really informal group and a chance to just chat with other families, seek advice from each other, come and have a coffee and a cake. We sometimes have some nice things to do out on the table. And the evening group is really there so that, again, we recognise that not all parents can come during the day. Some are working, some have other responsibilities, but they want to be able to come out, every evening. Sometimes parents and their partners coming together want to come along to the evening group, which isn't possible during the day. So we run those, to give those people a chance to come along. The catch-up group is for families to sit and chat about the things that they're going through, and we always go round the table and just have a chat, and that's when a lot of peer support goes on as well. The speaker meeting's a little bit more formal, I would say. We run this on Zoom at the moment, but we're hoping to do some face-to-face before the end of the year as well. The speaker is usually from CAMHS or any other organisation talking about a topic that is relevant. So if our families have asked for a topic, then we do our best to source the speaker on that topic. There's always a chance to ask your own questions at those meetings. You always get the chance to have your say, and actually once the presentation's over with, we allow time and actually promote the questions that can be asked. And if you can't come along and you want to ask a question, we can ask it for you, and all notes and resources are shared online afterwards. We save the recordings very much like we're doing today and upload them to our YouTube channel so that parents and carers can watch and get the information at a convenient time. And this is brilliant because it actually acts as a learning resource for new parents and carers, because we're all at different stages of our journey and at different points of where we are. And if we can go and get the advice when it's timely to us from a YouTube webinar that's been pre-recorded, that's always a really good start. We have a new group starting, the Crisis Care Group, and it will be for families whose children are being admitted or likely to be admitted or currently in or recently discharged from adolescent psychiatric hospital. So that's quite a lonely place to be for parents, because suddenly, what you've been, sorting out at home is now taken away, and the professionals have taken over, and it can be quite a lonely place. So we recognise that, and we're starting up this new group with a chance to talk to others in a similar position, but also get advice from the experts. So you can talk to peer supporters, so the experts that have been through it, like what they can and can't take into hospital, all sorts of different things like that. And then also sort of like what support there is available afterwards, and how you then move on from that. The family group is an informal coffee morning and the only group in which children are allowed to attend. Children are the responsibility of the adult. However, we do, as I say, provide activities to try and sort of like, help that along. So we have 4 advice clinics each month on general mental health, ADHD, autism and adult mental health services. And you can get a 10 to 30 minute private appointment to speak to a clinician virtually. Really timely way of actually okay, I've got a problem, I need to sort of like speak to somebody, you know, I can't really wait on a waiting list for like, you know, a year or two. I need, you know, I need support now. What can I do and what support can I get? And you can actually speak to a clinician face to face on that. So we've got a YouTube channel where all our videos from the speakers are posted, and we can send you the link for that on request. We've got the website, which is reminds.org.uk, which again has tons of information. And new for this year as well, we've got a sensory library with our book library. So we've got loads of books that are recommended from CAMHS, but we also do a sensory library of items that people can borrow and, you know, for a certain time, leaving a deposit, and that's how we run that. Facebook groups are a really busy place and numbers increase daily. The families are able to ask for advice or share worries and get instant feedback from others in a similar position. There's a file section in the group where information we have is already shared. We also post the Zoom videos there, so it's definitely worth having a look. Numbers in this group are approaching 1,400 at the moment, so there's a lot of experience and advice to share. And that advice is then there because of Facebook 24 hours a day. You'll often find that if you're up in the night, another parent is that's been through a similar position, or I am. It's a private group for family members only, so no one outside of the group can see what's posted, and we don't have professionals in the group. It's a safe space. We run the Recharge course, which is the wellbeing and resilience course that I was talking about, and there are 5 sessions currently being held online, but we're hoping to do one face-to-face soon. Lots of different topics there. Parenting a child, mindfulness and guided meditation, coping and resilience plans. That's a really good session. And we're going to do something on that as well, face to face. And you can email us info@reminds.org.uk if you want a space on that course, and we'll tell you when the next availability is. So our biggest vision is to try and make the system better for all families. We spent years volunteers, first of all, 5 years building up the relationships with CAMHS and the CCG and the NHS, and we've taken part in many things like helping to redesign the autism pathway, the single point of access, the ADHD pathway. We sit on the panel of children and people's social, emotional, mental health meetings led by the CCG. We send regular reports of what our families are going through. So if there's a topic on our Facebook group where lots of families are going through having the same issue, we survey our parents, do a report on it, and then try to make that change effective. We work with Solent NHS and social care to try and shape their services. We run parents' interview panel whenever clinicians apply for jobs at CAMHS, and our opinions on the suitability of a candidate are respected. And we have those difficult conversations about what isn't working for our families. This year we're working, CAMHS are working with us on the transition to adulthood pathway, which is, we're trying to get off the ground to try and make that process a bit smoother. Psychiatric adolescent hospital admission and discharge, and a new post-diagnostic support group for autism. We know it takes time to make changes, but we're determined to keep fighting for our families. So those are some of our projects we've got going on. A big shout out to the mental health in schools team doing amazing things in the city as well. So these are all the ways that you can get in contact with us by simply from joining our mailing list, joining our Facebook group, looking on our website, emailing us, lots of different ways. And there's those contact details. We look forward to meeting you. Any questions?
Thanks, Angie. Any questions? That doesn't look like there's any so far. Just on the subject of questions, if anyone's watching this sort of on YouTube when we put it up in the next couple of days and has any questions, obviously you can go directly to Reminds via those contact links, or if you want to send via Carers in Southampton, we will happily pass those on to Angie as well, and Jill. Angie, thank you. That was really informative. That was a fantastic talk. Brilliant. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Wonderful. And we're running really on time as well, which I'm really impressed about. I just want to say, just before we have a 5-minute break, thank you to all of our speakers so far, to Joe, to Jasmine, to Angie, for really, really interesting, engaging and informative conversations about the great work that these organisations are doing. And if you do have any more questions, please either get in touch with those guys directly, or if you want to ask us at Carers in Southampton, we'll happily answer where we can, or pass those questions on to those guys. We'll take a 5-minute break. It's about 7 minutes past 11. So if we come back sort of about next 5 minutes, about just after 10 past, and we can hear from PSL and the Parent Care Forum. So I'm just going to put us on pause and see you guys in a couple of minutes. Okay, so we're starting up again. Thank you for those joining us, and thank you for the 3 speakers that we've had so far. We're going to jump straight back into it with Paul from the Parent Support Link. So Paul, I'm just going to turn you into a panelist. There we go. So Paul, Parent Support Link, if you'd like to take it away and tell us a bit about the service.
Hi everyone, my name's Paul Daly. I work for Parent Support Link. Firstly, I need to apologise that I haven't got slides, just like Claire. I've sort of just found out about this recently. But what I would like to say is, yeah, we're a service that was established in 1993, I believe. And as I said, we're called Parent Support Link. Now, we work with family members who are affected by family members who may be misusing substances, illicit substances, as in drugs, alcohol. We don't just only work with the family member. We can work with a friend if you care for a friend who's caught up in addiction. Now, it doesn't just have to be illicit substances. It could be gambling as well. Now, as I said, we're based in Southampton, but we are in partnership with Inclusion Drug Service, which covers most of Hampshire. So our service is quite small, as in bodies, but the area we cover is quite large. We go far as up to Aldershot and the New Forest. Families can be with us for 6 weeks, and they can be with us for a couple of years. There's no time limit. I think that's one of the good thing about our service, is that sometimes our family members, our carers, may be with us solid for about 2 months, disappear, which means to us that they're doing well, and then maybe their family members started using drugs again and they just come back in automatically. So it's good for them to know that there is something out there for them. As I said, we're in partnership with Inclusion Drug Service, and clients can get, the person who's misusing drugs can ask for their parent to be referred in. But one of the benefits that I found of our service is that I spent many years working as a substance misuse worker before coming over this side. And one of the things that I found is family members always saying they didn't know that there was a service like PSL, Parent Support Link, out there for them, because the person who's misusing drugs seems to get all the focus, all the support in that regards. So what do we offer? We offer firstly a safe place for them to share their concerns, their fears. We offer emotional support. We do a lot of groups, as in support groups, groups in the evening, because sometimes people are at work in the day and they can't do groups. So we have support groups in the evening. We do workshops, which could be based around mindfulness, managing anger, managing stress, all sorts of groups which our service users find really beneficial. We also offer acupuncture to our service users as well, so it helps with managing anxiety. So we offer all this sort of support for our family members. And I think what happens is we help our service users to become unstuck, and offer them that, you know, show them that that's actually, it's their family member's addiction, not their addiction. Like, how do someone refers themselves? And that could be through the GP. That could be just off our website. That can also be through, they found out about us through a friend. And many other services can refer into us. And the ways of doing that could be through a phone call. That could be, on, as I said, on our website. You can refer yourself through our admin team as well. Now, as I said at the beginning, we're a small team, but what makes our service continue to roll out in the way that it does is our great team of volunteers who mostly take the calls in the evening. And without them, I'm sure we would have lost out in a lot of numbers. Now, due to the COVID going on, we've had to change how we've worked. So a lot of our workshops now are done on online. We are doing a lot of video calls on WhatsApp because a lot of our service users can do a one-to-one on the phone, but after a period of time, they want to know who they're actually talking to. So we've been doing video calls and stuff like that. And we also, a couple members of my team have started to do, if the weather's good, doing support groups out maybe in the park somewhere safe where they can be at a decent distance apart from each other. And that's not because of PSL's decision, that was because of our service users wanted to get back, because, you know, that was their support network, being amongst those people. People have same stuff going on for them. Okay, so we are, as I said, we're based in Bitton and we cover most areas. And we work alongside other services, as in No Limits. We do engage with the mental health team. We do work with housing, all different agencies that could be supportive to the family member. So basically, that's who we are and where we are based. But what are the benefits of being with parents, being part of the parent support team for service users? It's basically, they feel part of something. They feel less ashamed, because a lot of family members, what they say is they feel ashamed that their husband or their wife or their child is using drugs. So they recognize that it's not just them, so it helps them to move forward. It gives them strength in knowing what's next. We give them awareness around substances. Why does their family member behave in a certain way? And it's based, maybe related to the substance they're using. So this is what we offer: emotional support, a listening ear, place for them to share, place of safety, and a place of direction. I'm sorry if I can't give more, but this is as much as I can go off the top of my head. And if there's any questions, I'm sure I can answer them. Okay.
Thanks, Paul. That was a really interesting, informative talk. And I don't know if you saw in the chat while you were talking, one of the guys, wasn't aware of the PSL service. So it's really good that you've been able to come and give a talk about the great work that you guys are doing. I was lucky enough to do some work with Paul, Carers in Southampton and PSL. We've worked closely together in the past, and you know, I can say firsthand that Paul's very, very, very knowledgeable, and Nikki and Rona, who I know from the team as well, really, really fantastic, knowledgeable, supportive people. I'm sure the whole team are. I'm sure the whole team are, and that's just the guys. Just the guys I know about. Paul, sorry, did you touch on getting how one could get referred into your service?
Yeah, they can get they can refer themselves in from just going on our website. They can call our service on 02380 399 764, and it's only a matter of us taking a few details. And I think one of the beautiful things about referring in our service, we haven't got a lot of questions. We just want to know what the problem is, your address, and it's limited, which is good, because I think sometimes it could be a bit daunting having to answer 300 questions, and so that's how they can do it. They can get it through the GP. GPs in Southampton and across Hampshire are aware of our service, so that's the way they can refer themselves in.
I think that's true. I think you know, a quick and simple referral into a team, so that people can access help and support, and I think you touched on, you know, it's quite a unique service that not everyone's aware of, but you know, you cover a huge area across Hampshire.
Yeah, and can I also say we do offer as well family work as well, and that's around the person who's misusing substances. If they're at least 6 months alcohol or drug free and they're quite stable, then we can do work with them and their carer. So, because I believe everybody gets damaged through one person's addiction, so it's about rebuilding them back together as a unit. So family work is there on offer as well.
Fantastic, thank you, Paul. One thing I'd just sort of like to add as well, that we did with the Parent Support Link, we did some mindfulness sessions for our carers, which was done by your colleague Nikki.
Yeah.
Which were really well received by our carers that attended, and it's something we're interested in doing again in the future. Does Nikki do those sessions quite regularly for PSL service users?
Yeah, she. What happens is we rotate it. I do my workshops, and my workshops are called stepping stones. So mine's are more CBT focused. Nikki's more around mindfulness. I deliver the acupuncture. So Nikki, we rotate it. Nikki would do 6 to 8 sessions, and then I would slot in and then do my groups. But how it worked was before I would cover Aldershot as well. But now, since of COVID, I cover Southampton as well. So we cover each other, so that we've opened it up to the service users. But it's normally like 6 weeks, Nikki, and then it would be a 3-week break, and then I would come in. I'll bring in, because I do the acupuncture, I would deliver the acupuncture, but because of COVID, obviously can't be doing that at the moment. So we rotate the groups, and anyone can join. I think with Nikki's group, you have to be there from the beginning, but with my group, you can join at any time.
Fantastic, thank you, Paul. And you know, could you just give us that number again to make a referral to the service?
Yeah. It's 02380 399 764.
Amazing, thank you very much, Paul. That was absolutely brilliant, and thank you very much for your time. Does anyone have any questions from the group that I can put to Paul? Well, if you do have any questions for Paul, you can get in touch with the Parent Support Link on that number. Or what was your website as well?
Our website is actually on, it's Parent Support Link, and it's on the internet. It's just, all right.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate. Thank you, Paul. Paul from PSL, everyone. Paul, I'm going to turn you back into an attendee, and we'll get Claire on to talk about the Parent Care Forum a little bit earlier in the schedule. Paul, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you.
Right. somebody. Okay. Okay. Claire, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Oh, this is all gone swimmingly without any technological mishaps at all.
I was going to say, you're pretty good at this. I'm not so good on the old Zoom and Teams bit just yet, but I'm getting there. But at least you can see me and you can hear me.
We can see you. That's one half of the battle won. I'll pass over to Claire.
Okay, so I have got a Jack Russell puppy who is currently quiet, but there is a chance you may hear some barking at some point, so I apologise for that. So I'll start off with who I am, I guess, and then I'll run into the forum and then the Send Local offer afterwards. So my name's Claire Pritchard. Up until August last year, I was the forum coordinator for Southampton Parent Care Forum, and then I left. So as a parent carer myself, my son is 13. He has Asperger's syndrome, ADHD, sensory processing disorder, severe anxiety, and it's a roller coaster, our life, as we all know, as parent carers. So I think I'm quite well placed in the role that I've been in previously, and obviously the role going forward, which I'll talk about in a moment. So just to give an overview of the forum, if those don't know what the forum is, it's Southampton Parent Care Forum. It was established in 2016. It's a 0 to 25 years service. And it's pretty much a group of parent carers who represent the parent voice in the city of our parent carers and our families, and work with the local authority, health, and various other services within the city, and providers to improve SEND services within the city. I believe, off the top of my head, the steering group that sits within the forum, which is made up of parent carers that have children, young people and adults with disabilities and or additional needs. I think there's about 10 members now within the forum, but Vicky may quote me on that at some point. The coordinator now, who took over from me in August last year, is Vicky Lewis-Cowell. Apologies from her, she was due to be here today, but unfortunately she couldn't due to her own situation changing. So she's now running it, and she is the person for anyone to contact if they want to be involved in the forum. The forum is always looking for volunteers, always looking for representatives, and for parent carers to share their voices and tell us what you think about services in the city. There's been lots of work that's gone on with the forum since 2016 up till now. There's a Facebook page which I can share information on with Ashley. But if you literally search in the Facebook search bar for Southampton Parent Care Forum, it will come up. A lot of activity on there. There's also a closed Facebook group, I believe, as well, where parent carers can talk privately about any issues they might be having or any advice that they want, and that's obviously run by the forum. Again, I can share some information, or Vicky can share that information a bit later. They have a website as well, which is www.soton, SOTON, PCF.org.uk. You can sign up to the mailing list via that website, which means that you'll receive any correspondence via email, newsletters, that kind of stuff, and obviously request to be part of the forum. So there's many ways you can engage with them and speak to the forum or represent the forum. You can just share your views. You can become a participant within the forum, where you can actively represent the forum. I know Vicky is probably looking for more volunteers for that at the moment. You'll receive full training. It's quite a daunting prospect, I think, when you first, especially as a parent carer, depending on how your journey is going at any given time, and it can dip and go up, quite regularly. So it depends on what you're looking to be involved with the forum. But if you do want to be an active person that represents the voice in the city, you can do that. Full training will be given. There's a lot of support through the forum. Just to say as well that I didn't say at the start, Rose Road support the forum and help manage the forum. And that's who Vicky's employed by, and that's also who I'm employed by. That's Rose Road Association. So you've got the support of Rose Road within the forum, which is also a very good thing. one big thing happening this weekend. Finally, events are starting to happen again. The forum has their open day on Saturday at Oasis Academy, Lords Hill, and that is from 11 till 3. It's going to be outside. I believe we're getting a heat wave this weekend as well. So it's never a happy medium. At least it's not going to be raining, but I think it's going to be pretty hot. So remember to put your sun cream on, and just get some water and take a bit of care when you're there. But there's going to be 35 providers within the city. There's going to be, I believe, Enjoy, the play centre. I've got a track with cars apparently that kids can go in. There's a petting zoo, which I believe is not a fluffy petting zoo, but more a scaly petting zoo. That's been arranged. But mostly it's going to be a chance for parent carers to come and talk to services, which is just such an amazing opportunity. Reminds, I know Reminds are going to be there, who were here earlier, and SENDIASS, and various other services. I think it's 35. So it's going to be a really good day. You can just turn up. You don't need to book or anything like that. There's going to be parking there. If anyone's ever been to Oasis Academy in Lords Hill, there's a fair bit of parking there. So it should be a really lovely day, and we would love to see you there. Vicky will be there, obviously, running that event. So I think that's kind of the forum, just to give some ideas of the work that the forum's been involved in. Short breaks, there was a consultation, just trying to remember when it was now. I think it was 2018, 2019, which involved the redesign of the short break service in the city. The forum were very heavily involved with that. Home to school transport consultation, that happened after the short breaks. And again, the forum were very heavily involved in that. Lots of good outcomes from the parent voice. I mean, it really can make a difference. You know, lived experiences, something that is just so vital, and I think it makes all the difference when it comes to decisions that are made. And in Southampton, we are very lucky that we are consulted with. I mean, obviously it is law that we are anyway, but you know, we are taken seriously as parent carers in the city, which is really lovely, and it is as it should be. So there's been lots of things going on with the forum over the years that it's been in place. So I will share the information on how you can, you know, like I'll share like the website, Vicky's telephone number, and just the link into the Facebook page and things with Ashley, and he can maybe add that on to the comments, or however Ashley's going to do that. So that's the forum. So I took on this role as SEND Local Offer Development Officer in June, beginning of June. So I've only been enrolled for just over a month. And it's really to refresh and redesign the SEND Local Offer website. So just to give those that might not know, because there are many that don't know what the SEND Local Offer is, it's an offer of services within the city and slightly farther afield that provide support and activities, and it's education, it's various different things for families in the city with SEND. Now, in order to do that, there is a website called the SEND Local Offer website that showcases all that information. Now, most parent carers in the city and a lot of the professionals are aware that that isn't particularly meaningful at the moment, and it's not where it needs to be for parents to easily access information and to use the website and find the information that they need. It's just not that user friendly. It's not visually alluring at the moment. It's quite corporate. So my role is to work with our community, families, young people, to make sure that that website is what it needs to be. There's lots of work going on around it. There's work going on around the software of the actual website, because it's quite restrictive at the moment. The framework that it's on is very restrictive and limited. So there's work going on around maybe a different software type and a different platform, or for it to sit maybe on the back of the normal Southampton City Council website, which just means that there's more scope with what we can do with that. If you look at other areas like Portsmouth and the Isle of Wight, they've got very visual and very accessible local offer websites. So that's certainly my aspirations as to where I think the Southampton one needs to be, and we certainly need to be veering more towards what the other areas are doing. So the work that I will be doing and have been doing is updating the local offer website as I've been in post since June. And like I say, it's quite limited at the minute, but just making sure that the information on there is accurate, adding a few pictures here and there, and just making it more easy to sort of view. The other thing is we have a very diverse community in Southampton, very many different communities and cultures. English is not always a first language in our community, so that's something that we're really, really keen to make sure the website is more accessible for everybody. Equally, there are parent carers in the city that have their own additional needs and disabilities, so we need to make sure that it's easy to use for them as well. So there's lots of work that needs to be done around that, and I suppose my what I want to say is I really want parent carers to join with me and help me to do that, because we know that your views and your ideas are brilliant and you're really good at this kind of stuff. So I'm welcoming people to join me as much as possible. We have some voluntary roles coming up that we're going to be putting out information on. One of them is that we are going to be arranging a working group September 21 onwards, which will basically work with services, with the local authority, and just to look at how the local offer website looks at the moment, what we can do to make that better, asking for ideas about how we can do that. So we're going to be asking people to join us voluntarily to do that. The forum have a similar setup in that respect, in that any volunteers that work for the forum and give their time for the forum, there is a remuneration package. So you can get paid for the hours that you work for the forum. It's not huge by any means, but it is, you know, an amount that is paid hourly, and that's all managed through the forum. We're going to do that in a similar way with the Send Local Offer for anybody that joins us and helps us with that working group. So if there's any interest in that and you really want to be involved in that, then please let me know. All you need to do is email me just to register your interest. So that's Claire Pritchard at roseroad.org.uk. And then the other thing that's really exciting is we are going to be looking for Send Local Offer navigators. We initially were thinking of calling them ambassadors, which does sound very lovely. But navigators is probably more what we're looking for. So the way it's going to work is that we will train parent carers in the city to become Send Local Offer navigators. So if a family needs, you know, help in a particular area, or they just don't know, you know, what to look for on the local offer website, they need some help to find the service that they need, and about promotion of the website and awareness of the website, this is what the navigators will do. They will be fully trained, they will be managed by Rose Road, and again it will be a paid, you know, you can be paid for the hours that you work in that role. I think that's really exciting. I'm really excited about it. As a parent carer myself, I found it really hard to find a role that I can do while still managing the care for my son. And I think a lot of parent carers feel the same. So I think just an opportunity like this to be around other parent carers, get back into a bit of a professional capacity again, as such, I think is a real gives parent carers a real confidence boost, and just, you know, just engages them back into the community again and the working world a little bit. So I think it will be really well received, hopefully, and I've already had a few people come forward for it. So if you are interested in those roles, any of those, either the working group or the navigator role, then just drop me a line, or pop and see me at the open day. I'll be there on Saturday. I'll have a stall there. I've got a family raffle hamper that I'm going to raffle off. One of the things we're going to do on Saturday is a survey for the local offer, and it's very much question set based on what we think of the local offer at the moment, what kind of things you're looking for when you're looking for information. And if you complete the survey with me on Saturday, I'll pop you in the draw, and then we'll draw a name out of the hat, and whoever wins will win the family hamper. I believe that Vicky has another raffle that's going on throughout the day, the open day as well, for some cool prizes. I think there's going to be ice cream. I think there's going to be tea and coffee as always, and soft drinks. So it should be a really nice day. And if anything, I think coming out of what we've all just come out of, we're still there very much, but I mean, we're starting to see a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel now. It'll just be really nice to see people in person. So if you are free, by all means, pop on down to the open day and come and see us. And it will be really, really lovely to connect with people again, I think. I think, to be honest, that's probably the main basis of what those roles involve. Obviously, I imagine there might be some questions, but it might be later on. Is there anything you wanted to ask Ashley at all, or?
Can you hear me?
Am I there? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my screen went black there. No, I'm going to correct you though. I'm Joe, not Ashley.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Joe. It's because I saw Ashley in the email. I apologise. Ashley's a lady, isn't she?
She is.
I apologise.
I'll tell her that. She's been poorly this week, so she'll enjoy that.
I am so sorry. I apologise.
Honestly, don't worry. I mean, yeah. I suddenly thought, would I suit being an Ashley? Yeah, I'd suit being an Ashley. Yeah.
Okay, you can pull off Ashley, but okay.
I don't have any questions. No, I think you've covered it. I think you've covered it absolutely fantastically. I pick up on just other things. Really looking forward to this event on Saturday. I'm coming along as well. So carers in Southampton are going to have a stand.
Brilliant.
So I will be there. I'll probably be wearing the same shirt as well, to be completely honest. This is one of my favourites.
Why not?
Why
not? It is going to be really warm. It is going to be really warm, which is great in a way because it's not raining, but it's kind of that, are people going to want to go to the beach? Are people going to want to do something else? So hopefully it won't deter people if it's a bit too warm, but we'll see. There's no happy medium, is there really?
No, quite. But I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, I got caught in that flash flood on Monday, which was absolutely crazy. And then I'm looking outside my window and it's absolute glorious sunshine.
I know, it's beautiful today. Absolutely beautiful today.
Just one of the things I was going to just say, when you were talking about, kind of giving people voices and getting feedback and using that to feedback and improve the local offer, that's so important. We as professionals, we have our ideas and we think it's good, but I think it's so brilliant when the people who use our services and navigate the services come back with the ideas of what they think will help things and what they think will benefit and improve things. And it's great to hear that those views will be taken on and that you've got a strong relationship with the council and use that to improve that local offer. And also what you were saying about the role as navigators as well, to kind of fit in with being a parent carer. So I think you're absolutely right. I think it is hard to find something that will fit in with those aspects of life, but I think it'd just be so brilliant and such a lovely way to implement services and improve things. I mean, I think you might have touched on it as well, Claire, but I think one of the things is that I think we as people sometimes don't always see, we sometimes expect change to be instantaneous, but actually change takes quite a long time to implement. And all of the people we've had today are part of organisations in the city that I know are doing fantastic work, and everyone is pushing to improve services and improve what's on offer for carers and services, whatever you want to call them, all over the place. So I think it's great that people can have an active voice and be really involved in that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and the community, the groups in our community, like Reminds, like SENDIASS, don't know if you've heard of them, Southampton Autism Support Service. It's a fairly new one. You've got all your support groups. You've got everybody working really hard together to come together to make a difference. And it has, in the last 4 years, it's really significantly changed. The dynamic has changed. I'll be honest, like people like Tammy Marks, who's the SEND service manager, being a parent carer herself, she was the one that came up with the idea of the SEND local offer navigators you know, walking, living, breathing navigators, as in, you know, people that you can go to, have a cup of tea with, chat with. They will help you through it, that kind of stuff. I mean, though, that came from Tammy, that idea. That wasn't me by any means. And I think, you know, we are very lucky in Southampton to have those people at the top, because it is, I hear in other areas, and you know, that there just isn't the co-production that there is in Southampton. So we are very fortunate, I think, and the forum's very well regarded. Reminds are very well regarded. You guys at Carers in Southampton are. So it's we're really lucky in Southampton, I think, and you know, I hope it just continues now, and we just keep. I think my thing with the local offer is that unfortunately people don't seem to be aware of it. I certainly didn't know about it until I got the forum job. In fact, in 2016, that was when I knew about the local offer, and my son's 13 this year, so that was only 4 years ago. And I'm sure there's many other families that weren't aware of it until they were in a position of knowing others that would, you know, that were talking about it. So that's my main goal, is really to raise awareness, make it be a go-to. Not, you know, I don't expect everybody to suddenly flood to the local offer, because that doesn't happen, but certainly increase awareness of it and people to use it. That's what it's there for, is to help people, and to make it as meaningful to our parent carers in the city as possible. So yeah, there's lots of work to do. I'm really excited. It's kind of relit a fire in me again, to just, you know, do what we can to make it as best as we possibly can. So, and thank you for letting me come on today to obviously showcase that and the forum.
No problem. Thank you. Honestly, really, really engaging, wonderful talk. And
Thank you.
I completely agree with what you just said. You know, whenever I speak to our carers, you know, I sort of say, oh, there's this service or that service. They say, oh, I didn't know about that. And there's some brilliant work going on in Southampton. You know, as you say, Reminds, SENDIASS, PSL, No Limits, who are here earlier with the Young Carers Project, and yourselves. You know, loads of great things in all areas of the city. You know, I've sat in, you know, local solutions groups with some really inspiring, fantastic people who just want to help and just want to improve things. So I think things will get better, and I think people will become more aware and realize that there is this wonderful community out there who's looking to help them. You know,
definitely.
Not alone. Claire, thank you.
Thank
I will
you,
look forward
Joe.
to meeting you in the person.
Yes,
on Saturday.
And you, yes.
Hello.
And I promise to call you Joe and not
Yeah,
Ashley.
you can call me Ashley if you want. It's fine. She'll enjoy that. She's send her our best wishes. She's been a bit poorly this week, so we'll send her all our best wishes.
We shall be there.
I'll tell her that. That will make her laugh.
Yeah, bless her. Thank you.
Claire, I'm going to put you back down
Okay.
to the panelist. Right, 1 second. Your daughter attendee. Lovely. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and thank you very much to our panelists. Joe from the Young Carers Project at No Limits, Jasmine from SENDIASS, Angie from Reminds, Paul from the Parent Support Link, and Claire from the Parent Care Forum. Pardon me. 5 absolutely brilliant, really engaging, and interesting talks about services. As ever, if you are watching this retrospectively, you know, middle of the night, and you've got a question, you know, we have the details for all of these organisations on our website, and you can contact them either directly or contact us at Carers in Southampton, and we'll pass anything on. You know, if you have any questions, please do give us a call and get in touch, or give one of these guys a call, and I'm sure they'll be, you know, able to help with anything. Just from me, thank you very much. This is my first webinar that I've hosted. I think it's gone okay. Only one sort of technical glitch at the beginning, but I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for everyone, and you know, with lockdown sort of coming to an end and things reopening, you know, it's going to be great to be able to get back in the community and things, and hopefully we can all meet up again, and but to also, you know, stay safe and yeah, and get back to normal finally. Okay, thanks very much. Cheers.